Welcome to the project components video and tutorial for your PBL planner. The project components selection or section is really where you're starting to get into the meat and the alignment to standards of what students are producing and learning along the way. So it also involves the progression of the project, but this is where you're getting into some of those specific details when we think about elements of the project, what classes they're going to take place in, and how we'll be assessing them. And so, as it says here, it's kind of the heart of the planner and maybe even the heart of your project. It also is where PBL meets teacher and student understanding of what we really want students to know and be able to do. So in looking at this example here, you can see that this is an example from the exemplar. The content areas involved are English and US history, and the deliverable on the student deliverable column is interview questions and development. And so the students, and then there's a little bit of clarification about what that deliverable actually is. The next column is the content area standards. And so for history and English, we're wanting students to synthesize the information, synthesize their learning based upon some initial information that they received and then some research that they did in order to be able to develop these interview questions. The essential skills that students are developing through this particular deliverable involve intellectual curiosity, the ideas of questioning and posing problems, and creative thinking, because they're thinking about ways to begin to weave together the story that they'll be telling after they gather their interview with the client. Within the 6A's, in this particular one, we're aligning it to academic rigor and assessment. And so, as it states there, students are justifying questions through a rationale that gives them opportunity to reflect and connect their ideas to the larger project purpose. What you don't see here on this slide is students were writing questions, but then they had an additional space where they had to explain the why behind that particular question. And so that's part of the academic rigor and the assessment involved in that part. The measurement, the way by which this particular deliverable is being measured is through a production document where students have an opportunity to complement their interview question with that 3 to 5 sentence rationale. And so that's the mode by which teachers will be assessing that particular deliverable. And then within that, the scoring criteria or the rubric is, in this case, a checklist. So ultimately, when we think about the project components and building that out, it's taking what you did with the roadmap and then fleshing that out more fully and really determining what standards are we measuring here, what essential skills are we wanting to develop, and then how will we go about providing that measurement from that product.